the states of matter. The matter exists in three different physical states. The first is your solid state, the second is your liquid state, and the third is your gaseous state. Beside this, there are some other states of matter like that are not common to us. That is your plasma states and Bose-Einstein condensate. Okay, so as we know that, since from the lower class we know that there are basically three physical states of matter. That is your solid state, liquid state, and gaseous state. Okay, these three states of matter is known to us since from the lower classes. That is from 4 and 5 we are reading about this. There are three states of matter: solid state, liquid state, and gas state. But beside this, there are other three states of matter that is known as your plasma state and Bose-Einstein condensate. Okay, so what we will do is we will first discuss about the three fundamental states of matter. Then we will move on to the two typical states of matter, that is your plasma state and Bose-Einstein condensate. The first one is your solid state. Okay, here are also some general characteristics of solid state. The first, the solids have definite shape. Okay, the solid state, the state of matter have definite shape. That means their shape does not changes often. Okay, there may be change in shape once the pressure is applied or temperature applied, but that is not a general case. Rather, the solid, they have general definite shape. The solids have definite distinct boundaries. Okay, their boundaries or their outermost layers will remain fixed. They are not variable like other two states of matter. Okay, the third, solids show rigidity and incompressibility. Okay, the solids show rigidity means they are generally rigid, they will not change their boundaries, and the incompressibility means they will not compress in volume. Okay, so due to that, solids have definite volume. Compress means we are going to increase or decrease the volume. If you are compressing and the solid, then it will decrease the volume, and if you are relaxing, then there is increase in volume. But solid will neither show increase or decrease in volume. So these are the general characteristics of your solid. Now let us see these characteristics with respect to certain examples. First, a rubber band is a solid because it can change its shape under force and regains its shape when force is removed. If the excessive force is applied, it breaks. So it indicates that the shape of the substance is changing, but that is not changing on its own. Rather, it is changing under the action applied force. But if the force is more, then it will break. It also indicates that the boundaries of the solids will remain constant. Okay, and if it does not have the distinct boundary, it will elongate for a very long distance. Okay, if the elongation is very large, that means it is boundaries are not defined. Okay, if the elongations occur to a certain extent and after that it will break, that means its boundaries or its your nature is well defined. The second is here, we can compress a sponge as its pores are filled with air, but it is solid. Why it is solid? Why? Because as soon as we are applying the pressure there, we are decreasing the shape or we are changing the shape of the sponge, but as soon as we released it, again it will come into the original shape. Why? Because again the air will enter inside it. So that's why they are regarded as your solid. Okay, now salt and sugar takes the shape of the container in which they are placed, but the shape of their crystal does not changes, so they are solids. Okay, the salt when they are kept in the container, they will take the shape of the container, but the shape of the particular salt will not change. Why? Because in order to change the shape, we have to apply other thing like pressure and temperature. Since we are not applied there, that means its shape will not change, although it can acquire. As a whole, it will acquire the shape of the container in which they are kept. Suppose when salt is kept in your cylindrical container, it will acquire the cylindrical shape, and if it is a spherical container, then it will acquire the spherical shape. But it does not change the shape of the crystal. As a whole, it will change the shape, but it does not changes the shape of the crystal. Now the next is your liquid state. These are the following characteristics of the liquid state. The first one is they show fluidity, that is they are not rigid. Okay, unlike solid, they are generally fluid or they are not rigid. Okay, so solids are rigid, but they are not rigid. They have low compressibility. Okay, they are able to compress their amount in a small area. Okay, so compressibility will be less, but still they are there. Okay, they does not have definite shape and boundaries. Okay, the solids, they have definite shape and boundaries, but under the stress they can change their shape but not their boundary. So they takes the shape of the vessel. So like liquid solid also, they also take the shape of the vessel. And the fourth one is they have definite volume. Okay, solids, they have definite volume and definite shape, but here the liquids, they might not have definite shape, but they have definitely definite volume. Okay, their volume will remain fixed whether how much pressure and temperature we are going to use it. Okay, their volume will remain fixed, their net volume. Okay, now the third state, that is your gaseous state. The general characteristics of your gaseous state are they have fluidity. Okay, fluidity means they have the ability to flow just like a liquid. Okay, we have discussed before. They have generally high compressibility, means we can compress these gases in a small volume, or we can also expand these gases. Okay, there are both condition. Either these gases can be expanded or they can be compressed in a small volume. So that's why they have no definite boundaries. Their boundaries are not fixed. Why? Because if you are going to change the container, it will acquire the shape of the container. Suppose you are keeping in a small test tube, it will acquire the shape of the test tube. But if the same gases is kept inside your room, which is a very big space, it will acquire the shape of the room. So it does not have a definite boundary, unlike solid and liquid. They does not have definite shape. Okay, they does not have the shape is also not fixed. And the next one is they does not have definite volume. Okay, so volume of the gas can be increased or decreased according to the pressure. Okay, if the pressure is more, the volume of the gas will be less. If the pressure is less, the volume of the gas will be more. So it directly depends upon the applied pressure. If the pressure, for example, where we are going to use it, you might have heard the CNG, compressed natural gas. Then what is the difference between the natural gas and CNG? The difference is the volume. The volume of CNG will be less than the volume of the natural gas, and that's why it is able to fit in a small container as compared to the big container that is required for storing natural gas. Okay, so that is the advantage, that it is easier to carry. If you are compressing the volume, it is easier to carry, and more amount of substance can be accumulated in a small area. Okay, so this is the ideal characteristics of compressing volume. Now here are some examples related to the gas state. The particles in a gas are free to move in any direction, hence hence the gases can flow freely. Okay, the particles of the gases are free to move, so hence they are moving at a very rapid rate under the action of your heat and kinetic energy. With the heat is energy, kinetic energy increasing, and thereby their motion will increases. The next is your gases are substances that do not have fixed volume and occupy all the volume available to them. Okay, unlike solid and liquid, they will occupy all the volume available to them, and their volume will also remain fixed, because their net volume will remain fixed. But if they are given a certain volume, they will occupy all the volume. For example, just I have taken, if you are keeping a gas inside a test tube, it will acquire the shape of the test tube. If the same gas is kept inside outside in a room, then it will acquire the shape of the room. So their volume will changes according to the container in which they are kept. Okay, now third, the pressure of the gas in the applied on the walls by the irregular moving gas particle. So what happened? Okay, in solids their pressure applied is almost negligible. In liquids, since they are moving, they are also exerting certain pressure. But what about in gases? In gases, the particles are moving at a very rapid rate, and since they are moving at a rapid rate, they are striking the walls of the container. Okay, the more they are striking, the more pressure they are exerting. So you might have find that many times these gases, they are exerting a lot of pressure on the walls of the container. So among these all the three states of matter, which is the exerting the highest pressure? That highest exertion is exerted by the gas because of the striking force of the kinetic energy possessed by the gaseous molecule. Okay, now here is the arrangement of particles in the three states of matter. Let us see first in solid state. In solid state, you might have seen there is a regular arrangement of atoms of the particles. Okay, atoms, you see the regular arrangement of the particles. And because of this regular arrangement, there is very less space to move from one place to another place. So they are generally rigid. Okay, their volume will also be fixed and their shape will also be rigid. The rigidity comes from the arrangement of atoms in this solid state. What about in liquid state? You might have seen in liquid state also consists of many atoms, but here the atoms, there is a uneven space between them, and the atoms are continuously moving slowly. Okay, and because of this motion, they are constantly changing their shape, and because of that, they will acquire the different shape when they are kept in different container. So here you will find that there is some space. So there is a way that by which they can compress or increase their volume. What about gaseous? Gaseous, you might have seen there are a lot of space between the molecules, and because then they are moving in a random direction, their empty space present in a gaseous molecule is very large, and as a result, they are can expand their volume or they can contract in volume to a large extent. Okay, they can also increase and expand as well as decrease their volume to a large extent. Okay, now the next state, that is the uncommon state, that is your plasma state. Okay, plasma state is one of the uncommon state that is found in the states of matter. The plasma are like hot gases consist of superionized charged particles. Then what do you mean by this superionized? Superionized means very high energy charged particle, very high energy. The energy of these particles will be very high. It is different from a gas because it is made up of group of positively and negatively charged particles. Okay, so unlike gas, which is simply hot, here it is made up of positive and negatively charged particles. Positively charged particles, they are known as cations, and negatively charged particles, they are known as anions. Okay, so that we are going to read in the third chapter, that is your atoms and molecules. Now, the gases gets ionized when electricity flows through it. The plasma glows a special color depending upon the nature of the gas. So how these gases will be ionized? These gases will be ionized when electricity is allowed to pass through it. And the plasma so produced during this process depends upon the nature of the gas. For example, fluorescent light lamp and neon sign. Okay, this light lamp, your tube light is known as your fluorescent light lamp. It will produce the color because of the production of plasma. And second is your neon sign. These are the signs that is commonly used in the showrooms. Okay, showroom signboards. These signboards consist of yellow, red, and blue color. Why this color is produced? When the electricity is passed through neon gas or argon gas or xenon gas, these gases will be ionized, and because of this ionization, they will produce different color, and that color is known as your, that color is produced due to the glow of the, or there is production of the plasma. And plasma is produced here, how? Because of the passage of large voltage of current through it. Okay, while production of this plasma, a large amount of current is passed through this neon sign. Okay, so you might have seen somewhere it is yellow, somewhere it is red, blue, like this different signs are there. Also green also there. So all these signs, how they are produced? They are produced because of the different temperature or different components that is present in this particular sign. Okay, in case of sun and star, the plasma is produced due to very high temperature. Okay, but if you are talking about the suns and stars, they are also is able to produce plasma, but here the plasma is produced due to very high temperature. For example, in uh, in case of our sun, the plasma is produced because of the temperature of the excess of 6000 Kelvin. 6000 Kelvin या उससे ज़्यादा temperature जब होगा, so you will be getting this plasma state. And if there is a nuclear explosion on any other device, there is a formation of plasma for a short duration, because at that time the temperature might reach up to 6000 degrees Celsius. Okay, so this is all about your plasma state. Now, the next state of matter is known as your Bose-Einstein condensate. So, what do you mean by this Bose-Einstein condensate? These are the very solid form of, or you can very cold form of gases, which is predicted by the two scientists, that is your Satyendranath Bose and another is Albert Einstein. But their technology is very limited, because in 1920 they predicted this state of matter. But the problem with that is at that time they refute technology that is required for producing this Bose-Einstein condensate is available. But in 1995, two scientists, that is Cornell and Weiman, created the fifth states of matter, that is Bose-Einstein condensate. They are super unexcited and super cooled atom. So in plasma state, it is excited. What about super unexcited? In excited state, the molecules are moving at a very rapid rate. In super unexcited state, the molecules is almost moving negligibly, means it is almost stable at one place. Okay, and the atoms are cooled at a freezed at a particular place. The Bose-Einstein condensate happens at super low temperature, very low temperature, at 0 Kelvin, that is absolute zero. Where you will get this flat zero? That means we are talking about minus 273 degree Celsius. Very, very low temperature. All the molecular motion stops. Means all the motion that is happening due to kinetic energy possessed by the molecules will almost stop, because there will be zero kinetic energy and the molecules will not moving at all. When the temperature gets that low, they can create a Bose-Einstein condensate with very few acids. Now all elements cannot produce this Bose-Einstein condensate. One of them, the metal that is capable is your rubidium. So Cornell and Weiman did this with the metal rubidium. Nowadays, Bose-Einstein condensate is produced with your helium and your mercury metal. Okay, nowadays the Bose-Einstein condensate is produced from the helium element, that is a helium gas, and along with that we have a helium liquid, sorry, liquid helium, and along with the we have a substance that is mercury. They are also able to produce Bose-Einstein condensate. Now let us compare the temperature and energy of the states of matter. So if you will first compare the energy of the states of matter, you will find that Bose-Einstein condensate have the lowest energy. And what about the plasma state? Plasma state will be having the highest energy. Then what about the other three states? The solid state will be having the more energy than Bose-Einstein condensate. After that, higher energy will be produced by liquid state. The highest energy will be possessed by the gaseous state, and the highest is present in the plasma state. What about then temperature? The water boils at 373 Kelvin. That means it will change from liquid to gaseous state. Now water freezes at 273 Kelvin. That means it will change from liquid to solid state. Okay, so here there is change in state. In first case there is a gaseous state. In second case there is solid state. Okay, solid to liquid or liquid to gaseous, liquid to solid state. So in all these cases you will find that there is change in state. Okay, so state change when water changes from liquid to gaseous state at 373 Kelvin, and water changes from liquid state to solid state, we need 273 Kelvin temperature. Okay, or this one. And the temperature space is your 3 Kelvin. 3 Kelvin means we are talking about minus 270 degrees Celsius. Okay, and what about absolute zero? That means 0 Kelvin. And now it has been studied that in spite of all the effort, now the 0 Kelvin has not been attained. And once